I wrote this Independence Day topic on July 3rd, but didn't get time to post it at a relevant juncture because my sister's kids were here. And then the moment faded, and I figured it wouldn't land anymore. But since I'm doing another topic after it, I figure screw it. Let's bulk up this episode with my lost and forgotten 4th of July jokes. If hating 4th of July makes me anti-America, then fuck it, let the terrorists win. Every year it gets worse. The sky starts shaking 3 days early without fail and continues to for 5 days after the fact. Inflation hasn't hit the fireworks market hard enough. My neighborhood is exclusively retards and their kids, and they get equally excited when they see the same fireworks go off that they lit up last year and the year before that. They threw a goddamn block party on July 2nd, and I don't know what was louder, the fireworks or the screaming. It didn't help that it started at like 5 p.m., and where I'm at in the summer, the sun doesn't even go down until 9. Dude, who is letting off fireworks in broad daylight? There's no way these people can hold down a job. How do you light a rocket, look up at the sun, barely even see what you just exploded, still cheer like you're at Coachella, and act like it's not just an excuse to drink 7 White Claws in the street with a bunch of toddlers? Which, if it is, you don't need fireworks to do that, man. You can just be an alcoholic dad. It's fine. Your kids will grow up with some perspective. It'll make them stronger people. Daytime fireworks are like daytime strippers. If you're around that shit at 2 p.m., you've got some kind of real problem. I swear to God I heard a firework at 2 p.m. Actual animals. And have they gotten louder? I got jump scared in my own damn house because someone launched a fucking mortar shell into the clouds, and it wasn't the first firework I heard, so I was ready to hear firework sounds, but that one went off, and I thought someone tossed a hand grenade into my living room. I was mid-walk, and it stopped me in my tracks. Can we go back to the British Empire, please? Independence is bursting my eardrums. My cat is in shambles. He scurries under my bed and does not move for 6 hours. I have to pull him out and force him to go outside for 5 minutes so he doesn't pee in my room. I don't see how anyone with a pet that has ears can view the week of July as anything other than annoying at best and traumatic at worst. The holiday itself is meaningless now, just like Halloween or Valentine's Day. It's not like anyone celebrates it for the same foundational reasons that brought it into being in the first place. Nobody in 2022 is like, this Roman candle is a symbol of freedom. Fuck you, Benedict Cumberbatch. No, all the middle-aged moms cheer at the pretty lights, then they go back inside and watch Great British Bake Off and The Late Late Show with James Corden. America fought its way out from the yoke of tyranny so I could exercise my religious freedom to pray for every firework in existence to spontaneously explode wherever it is currently stashed. Sure, there might be some fatalities, but maybe a tragedy like that could turn the 4th of July into something more enjoyable, like 9/11. I love when 9/11 rolls around. I really do. You know why? Because it's a day of somber, quiet remembrance. Nobody blows anything up because the original 9/11 already had quite enough of that, didn't it? 4th of July should be more like 9/11. We should celebrate our independence with a nice, peaceful moment of introspection. Or get blind drunk, but do it without lighting any goddamn fuses. At least I was alive when 9/11 happened. The Declaration of Independence was signed almost 250 years ago. Who still gives a shit? Like, get over it. You don't see me still bragging about the tennis trophies I won when I was 12. I've moved on, bro. America clinging to old glory out here like a drunk old man at a bar. It's sad, really, but more importantly, noisy. Okay, now we're into my new current topic, written in the present, which is also something I've touched on in the past, but could use a remaster, and that's viewer/subscriber etiquette. Now, I'm not here to tell you how to behave, or draw up a set of rules I demand you to follow. I'm just here to individually point out things that either annoy me or piss me off whenever they occur, because that can be fun for both of us. I don't like when people announce their departure from my audience. There's simply no point. It's not the start of a movement. You're not laying down in front of a tank. You just left. And if I've never even seen your name before, I don't know why I should care about a statistical anomaly. Sometimes the reasons irk me too. Sometimes they don't even give one. They just comment unsubbed. And I know people also say that as a joke, but they'll usually be specific about what they're unsubbing for in the context of the joke. They'll be like, you said peanut butter was goated and jelly was disgusting, unsub. Like, obviously that's a joke, and if it's not, then it's mental illness. But there are people who just shout their unsubscription into the ether like someone peeing in the corner before they leave a room. And I gotta wonder what kind of high-ranking content official they think they are. What committee do you belong to where your judgment needs to be vocalized like that? Now, there are cases where publicly unsubbing in decent numbers can actually be valuable data and indicative of an offense or a decline on the part of the content creator. But if you know you're by yourself out here, I just think you can do it quietly. In my case, there's never been a group exodus like that, maybe surprisingly to some of you given the things I say sometimes. People are more likely to dip because of a lack of Elden Ring content than they are for anything I might have an opinion on, at least according to a comment I got yesterday, which I would like to dissect, as I occasionally do. The comment was posted under my most recent video at the time, which had nothing to do with Elden Ring, and it read, "I'll sub again when some Elden Ring DLC coming out. Sorry, man." Sorry for what? Your comment? Then don't post it. Sorry for unsubscribing? Who forced you to? People are still subscribed to channels they haven't watched in half a decade. As long as the bell's not on, it doesn't make a difference to you. I don't see why there would be remorse attached to a decision you went out of your way to make. Like, the sorry is what bugs me. It feels either fake or just misused. It would be like if you walked up to a guy in the street and just punched him and then said, "Sorry, man," and walked away. Like, where was the motive? Did you need to do that? Was someone close to you being held hostage? Were you auditioning for MS-13? If you had no choice, then you can say sorry because you did something you didn't want to do out of necessity. Although if you're getting initiated for MS-13, I don't think sorry really comes into play. But then it's like, okay, you can unsub for a lack of the kind of content you like. I'm not here to force people to love me. If your viewership is conditional and you prioritize the game over the creator, then so be it. There's plenty of viewers like that all over the place. That's how everyone starts until they get used to somebody anyway. I myself am like that with a few of the channels I watch, but I'm not in their comment section like, "Peace, bro. I'll be back when you start making shit for me." I don't want to say it's entitled because I think that word gets overused sometimes in this kind of context, but it's definitely self-aggrandizing. I'll show you an example of something that's super entitled, though. A while back, someone commented on, I think, a boss ranking, and I'm paraphrasing this one, but he was like, "Alright, bro, you've got my sub, but you better keep the high-quality shit coming, bro. We'll see if you can stay funny enough to keep me around." Like, who the fuck is that? I don't want that. Go away immediately. I'm not your goddamn clown, and I don't work for you. Ever see a piece of shit on a high horse? Quite a sight. I don't take commands very well either. Sometimes in streams, people will just straight up tell me to do something for them, and every time in my head I'm like, nah, go jump off a cliff. I'm not talking about suggestions, I'm talking about orders. Adults have more tact, it's mostly kids that do this, but I'll be streaming something or another, and they'll be like, "Stream Kingdom Hearts." And they mean right this very instant. The gall blows me away. I don't care when they're like, "Can you stream Kingdom Hearts?" Even though that's also a very presumptuous question if I'm in the middle of something completely unrelated. But there's some little twerpy dictators that like to populate stream chats sometimes. It's the same ones who will come into a stream completely cold, never seen them before, and they'll just straight up ask to be mod. Every time this happens, I want to go back in time and shake them as a baby. One of the primary aspects of the socialization of children should be drilling into their head that nobody on God's green earth wants them to be mod. It's an insta-ban on my channel. Banning kids is good for them. I wholeheartedly believe they should be banned from way more things, and not just preemptively. They don't learn anything from preemptive bans. They need to be banned in the moment where they previously had access to something they no longer have access to, as a direct result of their actions that they will now reap the consequences for in real time. That is some character developing stuff right there. I'm going to start trying to make a habit of explaining exactly why people get banned when I ban them on stream, because it's useful information going forward. Some streamers will just try to do it quietly, but if a kid doesn't understand, they might just unleash one of their 12 alt accounts. Hell, maybe they'll do it anyway, but at least the circumstances are clear. But back to commands. This one might seem pettier than other things I've said, and in fact, it's maybe even indefensible. But when someone asks me for a birthday shoutout during a stream, I really don't want to do it. Again, adults have more tact. Usually they just happen to mention it's their birthday, and then they and I both know what's supposed to come next in the equation. But kids will be like, "Hey, Albino, it's my brother's birthday. Tell him happy birthday." Like, how about I make it his last birthday? Would you like that? How about he never has another birthday? I would have more fun speaking at his funeral than I would wishing him a happy birthday, and that's not even a joke. When it's my birthday on stream, I definitely clue people in on it by saying it multiple times and also putting it in the damn title. But that's not because I want people to say happy birthday. It's because I just want more regular attention. I just want to see some inflated view counts, maybe a couple more donations than usual, but I don't need people to say the words. I'm not saying not to if you want to, but it's not why you know about it, you know? As far as unsubbing to me personally for content goes, I'm a variety channel, man. Odds are the game you like isn't coming back around for quite some time, whatever it is. A bunch of people subscribed for Cuphead back in 2017, and they just got their second helping like a month ago when the DLC rolled around. It's the nature of games. I don't know how channels can dedicate themselves to just one game or franchise. It's the best thing to do for consistency and growth, but I don't get how that fulfills you as a person or keeps you from getting bored out of your mind. After 6 months, you run out of ideas, and then everyone's just watching the 9th iteration of them repeated across time. And it still works. I will literally watch someone upload a video of their 12th Smash Ultimate Iron Man attempt, and I'll be like, hell yeah, new content. It's like stale, but you don't realize it's stale until you think about the idea of it being stale. But even then, what else are you going to watch? I'm not very open-minded when it comes to content creators. I definitely don't expand my repertoire very often. I think it's been over a year since I added someone to my list of regular viewing, and that's how I like it. A tight circle of a few go-tos. Also keeps me from wasting too much time on the infinite expanse of YouTube when I have work to do. So maybe this dude unsubscribed from me in order to narrow his options for a healthier relationship with the internet. In which case, you don't have to tell me. Remember that period of time when every YouTuber would tell you to subscribe and they'd mention the ratio of viewers who watched their shit subscribed versus not subscribed? I always thought their numbers were so cute. They'd be like, guys, 50% of you who watch this channel are not subscribed. Let's work together to fix that. And I'm like, 50 makes my 80 look downright insane. It's true. 80% of my viewers aren't subscribed. You're all goddamn strangers to me. But let me tell you what that means. First of all, it means my metrics are not carried by loyalty. It means my like/dislike ratios are more earned than anyone else's. Now, granted, I don't think this series is the best example, because I think the 20% who are subbed are the ones congregating behind stream of consciousness. But my boss rankings get good-ass like-dislike ratios, and you can't take that away from me because nobody's padding the stats, and they aren't even padding the views. Based on that ratio, a good relevant boss ranking of mine is going to get maybe 25k views from already subscribed people. And since boss rankings that fit those criteria can get 500,000 or 1 million or even 2 million views like it ain't nothing, the rest is from people who either never heard of me or are just waiting in the wings every time a new albino boss ranking drops like, hey, I remember this guy, and then they don't subscribe? Come on, guys. There are channels out there that make a video once every 3 months that have millions of subs. Why don't you treat me like them? Come on, you get the videos you want at a similar clip, and then all this glorious content in between, because I ain't just a one-trick pony, my man. I am multifaceted. Hashtag sub to albino. Can we? Alright. Well, that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, sub to albino. Watch all my videos while subbing to albino, and I'll see you guys next time.